Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer, while your daily choices shape your destiny. Right at this very moment, you're actually making a decision. It might feel like a tiny one, just tuning in, but we've all been kind of conditioned to think our lives are only defined by these huge, monumental leaps. Well, the reality we're unpacking from our source material today is entirely different. It's actually the quiet, unseen, everyday choices that are literally writing the script of your future.
I want you to really let this question sink in for a second. Imagine your life exactly half a decade from today. Really picture it. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's sitting next to you? Well, here is the absolute truth of the matter. The life you're going to be living in 5 years is being actively, deliberately built by the choices you are making today, right now. Every single choice, from what you eat for breakfast to when you go to bed, is essentially a vote for the person you're becoming. By the end of this explainer, we're going to figure out exactly how to cast those votes on purpose and how one simple choice can completely flip your trajectory.
Okay, let's dive into this. The very first concept we need to wrap our heads around is that absolutely every decision you make comes with a price tag. There's literally no such thing as a free choice in life. And when we say price, we aren't just talking about swiping a credit card. We're talking about your time, your energy, your comfort, and your attention. The question isn't whether or not you're going to pay a price today, because you absolutely will. The real question is, which price are you actually willing to pay? Let's look at a classic example that hits close to home for pretty much all of us. Choosing to wake up early has a very immediate, very tangible cost, right? Your comfort. We all know that universal daily struggle of smacking the snooze button and desperately clinging to that warm, cozy bed. It takes some serious effort to overcome that initial friction, but think about the trade-off. It rewards you with more time, which is hands down our most precious resource. You're basically paying the price of temporary discomfort to buy yourself an extra uninterrupted hour to build your future. And here's another one we all face, usually with a collective groan. Choosing to exercise costs immediate effort. It costs sweat, it costs energy, and it takes some heavy discipline to lace up those sneakers when you'd much rather be crashing on the couch. But man, does it pay off exponentially with better health, more vitality, and just a stronger body overall? You are trading a quick burst of effort right now for long-term compound interest in your own physical well-being. Or how about this scenario? Choosing to study or learn a new skill. The upfront cost here is usually your entertainment. You're actively deciding to give up an hour of binge watching a show or playing a video game. But in exchange, it rewards you with knowledge, leverage, and massive future opportunity. So when you look at these trade-offs, I really want you to ask yourself right now, which price are you ultimately willing to pay? Are you going to pay the price of discipline today, or are you going to be stuck paying the price of regret tomorrow? This brings us to a really beautiful, though maybe slightly intimidating, realization. You are always becoming. Life just never stands still. We'd all love to think we can just hit the pause button and stay exactly where we are for a bit, but the universe simply doesn't work that way. Day by day, with literally every action you take, you are either becoming stronger or you're becoming weaker. You're getting smarter or you're getting more distracted. You are moving closer to your big dreams or you are drifting further away. Every single decision is a step in one direction or the other. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it maps out the exact anatomy of success. Nobody, and I mean nobody, becomes successful overnight. It just doesn't happen. Success is meticulously built on these tiny, everyday alternatives. It's choosing to read a few pages instead of endlessly scrolling on your phone. It's choosing to save $5 instead of wasting it on something you'll forget about by tomorrow. It's choosing the posture of a learner instead of falling into the trap of complaining. It's putting in the work instead of making excuses. These tiny, almost invisible choices, repeated day after day, they become powerful habits. And those habits, they eventually become your destiny. But let's take a quick reality check here. If it's really this simple, why doesn't everyone just do it? Well, it's because a lot of us fall into a very comforting yet incredibly dangerous trap. We default to blaming outside factors for our current situation in life. It's totally human nature to point the finger outward when we aren't happy with where we are, right? We see this all the time. People blame their past experiences, the family they were born into, the limitations of a dead-end job, or honestly, just plain bad luck. And look, I want to be super clear here. These factors are very real. They absolutely shape our starting lines. And for some people, that starting line is incredibly unfair and difficult. But we have to pivot firmly to a tough truth. While you cannot control everything that happens to you, and you definitely can't change your past, you can always, always control your next decision. Your future truly begins the exact second you decide to take full responsibility for it.
So how do we actually do that in real life? How do we make sure our daily choices are actually syncing up with the destiny we want? Well, we can use this super powerful mental model that highly successful people rely on to build extraordinary lives. It's a little something called the future self test. So the crucial point here is applying this exact filter to your day-to-day decisions. Before you make a choice, especially when you're feeling that heavy friction between what's easy and what's actually right, just pause and ask yourself, will my future self thank me for this? Think about tomorrow's version of you or the version of you 5 years down the road. Will they look back at this exact moment and be proud of the choice you made, or will they be totally disappointed? Successful people consistently make decisions that take care of their future, not just their present comfort. To really cement this idea, let's look at a fascinating story from our source material, The Tale of Two Brothers. Just imagine these two guys for a second. They have identical starting points, the exact same background, the exact same opportunities, but their evening routines are completely night and day. Night after night, one brother spends hours mindlessly scrolling on social media, completely checking out from the world. The other brother, though, he takes just 1 single hour each evening to focus and learn a new, valuable skill. Now let's move forward and see how this builds, because time is the ultimate magnifier. On day 1, their lives look exactly the same. You literally wouldn't be able to tell them apart in terms of success. By year 1, those tiny little choices have solidified into deeply ingrained habits. The overall trajectory is set, even if the outward results aren't hugely obvious just yet. But fast forward to year 5, wow, their destinies are completely different. One brother is still sitting exactly where he started, just wishing for success. The other brother is actively living it. That invisible compounding effect of those daily evening choices created a massive chasm between their lives. There's this incredible quote from the text that goes, "The difference wasn't talent. It was the daily choices nobody noticed." I really want you to let that sink in for a moment. It wasn't that one brother was inherently a born genius and the other wasn't. It wasn't about getting lucky. It was the quiet, unseen, completely unglamorous habits that dictate a life's trajectory. The work you do in the dark is absolutely what eventually puts you in the light. Now, at this point, you might be sitting there thinking, well, I've made a lot of bad choices in the past. Is it too late for me? Absolutely not. You should never, ever underestimate the sheer power of a single brave decision to completely rewrite your future. The really beautiful thing about life is that at any given moment, you are only one choice away from heading in a completely different direction. And this brilliantly illustrates how the domino effect plays out in real time. Just think about it. Step 1. Reading just one book can completely shift your entire paradigm and inspire a brand new career path. Step 2. Forcing yourself to go do that one workout can be the exact catalyst that kicks off a lifelong healthy lifestyle. Step 3. Having the courage to initiate just one conversation can open up an opportunity that literally changes your life forever. Every great, sweeping journey you can possibly imagine always begins with just one small, brave step. So remember, every single time the sun comes up, you are handed another chance, another opportunity to cast the right vote. Destiny isn't decided by drawing a lucky ticket. It is decided by actively choosing courage over fear when you're feeling intimidated. It's choosing discipline over excuses when you're dead tired. It's choosing growth over comfort when you'd rather just hide under the covers. Because one day, you're going to wake up and you will have become the exact person your choices have been creating all along. Which brings me to my final question for you. What is the one decision you are going to make today that your future self will thank you for? Remember, your future isn't created tomorrow. It is being created today. I want you to commit right now. Drop a comment below and type, "I choose my future," to lock that intention in. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, make sure you tune in tomorrow as we unpack our next amazing source, the mindset that makes you fearless. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss it.